goddess. Why not killing the doll? Or not killing the doll? Yeah, because
why not?
Mercy stream.
Do you know what systems they're running on?
Alma or they'll both be on standard PS4. I believe
Okay.
they both have SSD as well.
Okay.
Not 100% on that.
Make sure after the race is over, you give these guys a follow. They're both really good, and give a Hattie over here a follow too. He's a god gamer.
Promotion. I didn't tell him to do that. I swear. No, I actually didn't.
Oh, I give promotions to everyone. Don't follow me. I don't stream, but if you want to, go ahead. But yeah.
So the start of this run is a little boring. They're just gonna run through, get to the hunter's dream as quickly as possible. Normally you're supposed to die to that wolf, or From Software tried to make it really, really hard not to die to the wolf, so a lot of runs will reset here. But it's actually faster to just go up the ladder. Also, you need that lamp for later, so to kill Cleric Beast, because they're not going to kill Cleric Beast right now. They're going to come back later.
Cleric Beast is an optional boss if you're playing the game casually, and it's one of 2 bosses you'll first face. So yeah, they're gonna kill it later when they're overpowered and can kill it in 6 hits.
It's like semi-optional, because if you don't kill Bloodstarved Beast, then there's no way to get to Amelia unless you open that gate. So
That's
it's
true.
like you have to kill one or the other.
But it's just faster to kill Bloodstarved Beast at this point.
So you just saw Dude and Alma. They both grabbed 2 weapons at the start, which normally you can't do. And the way you do that is the first time you ever enter the dream, you just run straight over top of that the messengers.
The messengers.
And then you just spam X as fast as you can and grab the saw cleaver. And then if you do it fast enough, you'll be able to open the menu before they go back into the ground.
So they're both going to be coming up to the first major skip. It saves around 40 seconds. It's called Sewer Skip. And you want to explain how that works?
So basically, the way the game does a save quit is it remembers where your last standing position was, and it will respawn you back there when you load back in the game. And on the fence there's these posts, and if you are able to roll across one of those posts, you'll make the game save your position there, so when you load back in, you'll be on the fence. Or if you're really, really good, you can get a plunging attack on the fence, which is quite hard to do. And
which is what Alma is trying to do.
Yeah. It basically just skips the entire sewer.
It saves a good 40 seconds, unless you're KC and you go for Saw Cleaver. Or Saw Spear.
Unless you're KC.
Yeah, and you go for Saw Spear straps.
KC Saw Spear S.
Yes. So neither of them got it the first time. Dude got the plunging attack, which is hard. Just now. And Alma got it second try as well.
Nice. So it's a little difficult to do with a controller because it's just hard to jump straight in Bloodborne. And you have to jump. There's a very small window that you have to land on the fence to actually get the skip.
Yeah. So we're coming up to our first boss. It's a pain in the ass. The labyrinths die here. Father Gascoigne. You want to explain the strat to fighting him on the steps?
Sure. So he shoots his blunderbuss, and it'll hit you no matter where you are. But if you're on the stairs and you're underneath him, like you're lower on the stairs than he is, a lot of the time they'll go over your head. So you can just ignore those gunshots for the most part and just spam Molotovs. So the strat for Gascoigne, really, because he's the only boss that we're not going to use Beast Blood pellets on, other than Cleric Beast, because you kill him quick anyway. And So you just want to use transform attacks to keep him stun locked, basically. But eventually you're going to run out of stamina, and you just have to get lucky and hope that he doesn't transform into phase 2 where he extends his axe, because that's a really bad time. The fight is really easy if he stays into phase 1, but if he decides to go into phase 2, then it's really hard to deal with his.
Looks
his
like both of them.
axe.
Looks like both of them got it. Banging.
Yeah.
Played it pretty safe. Dude's PB, I will say, is 109.48, and Alma's PB is 121.22.
Yep.
And Dude said beforehand that he was going to go for the safe peachy strats, so you might see him pick up a couple extra blood vials and play it a little safer than he normally would, which is good in a race setting.
I would say if you get any more than 10 vit, then it's just a dead run. So if I see either of these guys going more than 10 vit, then I'm pretty much sure they both lose. And unfortunately.
So he just picked up and is equipping the Hunter set, and the reason for that is it increases the beast meter buildup from the beast blood pellet, and it's kind of like the bright bugs from Dark Souls 2, if you've ever played that game. But you deal increased damage as the meter fills up with attack, but you also take more damage, so it makes you more of a glass cannon. But it allows you to beat down bosses really quickly, which is
the Hunter set also gives you a little bit of extra defense. It's nothing major, but for the early game, it can help, especially for shadows. You might just find yourself with a sliver of health, where if you didn't grab the Hunter set, you would have died. So
armor in Bloodborne is not as good as armor in any of the Dark Souls games. It doesn't really help all that much.
The main reason for getting armor, like Fashion said, is not at all for defense, but it just helps. The higher the beasthood rating on the armor, the better. Or
the faster your DPS goes up.
Yeah.
And the only other reason to equip armor at all is to be fashionable like me.
Yeah, exactly. So. Look at that top hat. I don't think I could
possibly top hat, best hat. So here, they're coming up to the second skip, which is either the new Old Yarnum skip or the old Yarnum skip. Which Dude is going to do the old Yarnum skip, and basically allows you to skip a large section of Old Yarnum. As
Elma's going for the new one.
I like the new one. I like the new one, but they both work fine. I believe the old Yarnum skip is safer, and they both save about the same amount of time.
You don't die if you fail the old one, for sure. But if you land, if you don't land on the pillar there for the old one, even with full HP, you'll die from fall damage. Yeah. Unless you just drop straight down. But if you hit like the ledge on the way by, you'll take like double fall damage. So you'll just instantly die.
So the next boss is Bloodstarved Beast, and you guys, they will be using the Beast Blood Pellets in a series of attacks to force down the boss and beat it down really quickly, and you'll see that here.
So both of them are using pungent blood cocktails, which is frowned upon. I would say that both of these runners are now dead to me. But basically it's a safer strat, but it's a little bit slower. I think it's about 7 seconds faster if you kill him without cocktails, and it's twice as much RNG, so you'll almost never save that time.
They're using fire paper, which is like the pine resin, if you've never played Bloodborne, and it's only one of 2 bosses, I think, that they're gonna use fire paper for. Because they
3.
3.
So you'll use it on BSB, you'll use it on Amelia, and then on Parl.
Yes. After that, they'll be using the lightning paper, which is like the lightning pine resin from Dark Souls, which is just good against everything, pretty much. So.
Or if you do the superior Amelia skip route in all bosses, you can use fire paper on Ludwig and save 3 seconds. But unfortunately, you lose 30 seconds doing the skips. So, but it's still optimal in my mind.
Yeah. So, they're going to get the doll's clothes here and a 1/3 of an umbilical cord, which there's 4 1/3 umbilical cords because we can math. And the doll's clothes are just being sold for early level ups. They sell for quite a bit of blood echoes, which is the currency. And the 1/3 umbilical cord is needed. You need to get 3 of them to actually face the final boss.
Yep.
So that's why they're coming down here and picking up the dolls set and stuff like that.
So it sells for about 35,000 echoes, and that wouldn't be a lot for the late game when it costs like 20,000 to level up just once. But since they haven't leveled up at all yet, it'll be really good for them because they can get a ton of strength. They can reach the soft cap on the soft cleaver for 25 strength. And then they'll also get, I don't know if they're doing early Hemwick, but they'll get at least 19 skill. So get a ton of damage early on. And
so they're doing a ladder skip, or dude is trying to do ladder skip. I didn't see if he got it.
Shady camera movement from dude. Confirmed
Yeah.
Splice.
Did dude get the ladder skip?
Yep.
Okay. So what ladder skip is, as long as you don't die or go through a loading zone screen, when you quit out, the game thinks your location is still on that ladder, so you can't quit out and teleport back to that ladder without having to run back that way.
Exactly. Saves about 20 seconds there.
It saves all the time running all the way back to open up the gate.
It feels like it should save more, but it really doesn't.
Yeah. And now, Vicar, Amelia, the screaming she-demon. And all beasts can be staggered. Their limbs can be staggered. So that's what they're doing here, is they're just going to attack all the limbs, get Vicar Amelia to be staggered, wail away at her, and yeah, it's a pretty easy fight once you know the strat.
That being said, if you do mess it up, it's extremely hard to bring it back. Also, if you die here by some miracle, it'll be extremely hard to kill Amelia after that. Because Amelia is, in my opinion, one of the harder fights in the game in general. But with this strat, just makes it so easy.
And now dude is gonna quit out, and so is Alma, and they're gonna, when they come back, they're going to teleport to that ladder. Looks like Alma's doing early Hemwick?
Yes, I believe. Unless he didn't do the ladder skip, I wasn't paying attention.
I think he got the ladder skip. Yeah.
So he's going to do early Hemwick. So the advantage of doing early Hemwick over just doing the run normally and going back to the Amelia lamp is you can get some extra levels because you can use an extra bold hunter's mark to save your echoes from Bloodstarved Beast, where normally you would use a regular hunter's mark, which gets rid of your echoes. So that's the only advantage to this. It doesn't save any time, as far as I'm aware. In fact, I think it loses time.
It loses 5 to 10 seconds, I believe.
I don't think it loses that, because you're still lighting the lamp.
Yeah.
You're still lighting one lamp and you're still taking the same path. I think it just only loses time picking up the hunter's marks, the bold marks. In which,
So,
like, in a normal run, you wouldn't grab the extra hunter's marks, so it would be faster. So you'll lose, like, maybe 5 seconds there.
dude is picking up this lamp, and then he's going to fight Dark Beast Parl, who has an amazing name. I named my cat after it.
Really? That's awesome.
Yeah, I have a cat named Parl.
Alma showing his dominance, yes. If you don't do early Hemwick, then you're basically trash.
The run is not valid if you don't
It's
do
not
early
valid
Hemwick.
if you don't do early Hemwick. Also, if I don't see at least 2 runners in this race not cheesing Orphan, then they might as well just go home. Like, I'm sick of that. I'm sick of seeing Orphan cheese and claiming for it to be a real run. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Newbie.
The run is obviously about being cool and not about speed and consistency.
Obviously.
Obviously. So it looks like Alma's a little bit behind, but since he's already ran to Hemwick, they're pretty close.
Alma is going to make up his time where it looks like he's behind later on near the end of the run, where dude will have to run back and Alma will teleport directly there. So it looks like he's behind, but he eventually will make it up later in the run.
Uh-huh.
So, dude is going to die here because he's bad at the game. And he's going to go to Yahargul.
Oh, hell yeah. Look at that Snatcher.
Snatcher's not being nice to... Yeah, dude is just really bad. His controller must have died.
That was the most French Snatcher I've ever seen in my life.
This is actually just an intentional death. It's one of the few ways to get to Yahargul this early. But if you're killed by a Snatcher, you wake up here and it allows you to go fight Dark Beast Parl.
So the advantage to fighting Parl earlier is the main one, and the best one in my opinion, is not having to do the Yahargul skip twice. So you'll see Yahargul skip later in the run, after Rom. And it is, in my opinion, the worst skip in the run, or one of the worst skips in the run. It's extremely, extremely hard to get good at. And if you mess it up, you're either just going to die or lose time. Which, in both cases, you're going to lose time. So it's just a really bad skip. And it happens after 2 of the worst bosses in the run. So if you have a good run going and you mess up Yahargul skip, it's just frustrating. So you just saw dude destroy Parl. Beast Blood Pellets, really overpowered for the early game, really overpowered for the whole game. So it's the crutch for this run. Without
Alma
Beast
here
Blood Pellets, it would be twice as slow.
Alma here is gonna hopefully die because he's a good gamer. Look at that. So, now, sorry. Dude is going to Shadows, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Shadows is a big run killer for most people because instead of fighting one boss, you fight 3 all at the same time, and they're pain in the ass or in the butt.
Run to the clinic first, because that's a little safer, because you can get some elixirs on the way. Looks like he's not going to. So, like the old route from like a year ago, we used to go to the clinic first, behind Yosefka's clinic, which is like a secret path in the woods. And you'd grab 4 elixirs on the way, but then a certain this hex found a way, or found a way to do the Lunarium key skip, which is a skip that normally required a blue elixir or a quit out. He found a way to do that without quitting out, or a blue elixir. So then now you can run there without going to the clinic early, which saves quite a bit of time.
You guys just saw dude do the skip? I'm blanking here for a minute. What's it called? The forest skip.
It's the nameless skip because it's so easy that no one cares.
It's actually a real path that the devs intended for you to take. You basically jump up on a rock and you skip half of the forest segment.
Yeah, I think most people intended wood skip or forbidden wood skip.
Yeah, forbidden wood skip.
It's stupid easy, so like it's almost we almost do it without thinking. Like there's
casual. It's a casual skip that everyone does.
Yeah, I did that on my first playthrough. I also did sewer skip with the plunge attack on my first playthrough.
You were just too good for everyone.
I was God gamer.
You are God gamer.
I know.
Hashtag ego.
Modest too. So dude is gonna fight shadows, and it's like Fashion said, biggest run killer, other than Gascoigne. Obviously, Gascoigne's gonna kill like half of your runs, for sure. But
it's
Shadow's
just a hard
kill
fight.
The other half.
Then the one run that does get through, you're gonna die to ROMs.
Yeah, there you go.
Which is right after Shadows. So if you get past ROM, you're pretty good. But yeah, you guys, they fight 3 Shadows of Yharnam, and they do a lot of damage, especially with Beast Blood Pellet activated, and they transform after one of them dies, usually. Sometimes they do it before. And you just have to be careful because they have really long reach. They do a lot of damage. Yeah, dude's getting really good fight here.
So that's Shadows. It looks easier because dude's amazing, but it's not as easy as it looks.
Luckily, throughout the races, no one's died to Shadows. I don't think.
I think I will be the first to die to Shadows.
And you'll still come out with a PB?
No. I think I died to Shadow in a practice race. I died to Shadows 3 times, and it was not fun.
Yeah.
Consistent.
Dude here is coming up to Lake Skip, and he's basically gonna jump off this bug's tail and enter the water, but he didn't get it the first try, so he's gonna quit out, reset the AI of the bug, and do it again.
So that's one of the hardest skips in the run. Like you'd think it would be RNG because you're jumping off of an enemy, and it's the jump, whether or not you go over the fence, is based on the position of the enemy's tail for the most part, also your angle. So you think it would be RNG, but if you do your pathing right and your stamina management right, you should be able to get it every time. But it's really difficult.
I was wrong. Casey and Milton both died to Shadows once during the tournament.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I didn't know about... I didn't watch the Milton one, but I could have sworn Casey made it, but I guess not.
I didn't watch it either, actually.
Well, I commentated Casey, so I was pretty sure he made it, but dude, Alma not having a very good Shadows fight.
At least he survived. It's really hard not to die with 10 vit on Shadows. Actually, he might have got 12, I don't know, it looks like 10, but...
Rom is one of the easiest, hardest bosses there is. Rom doesn't do anything, but everything else inside the arena does a lot of stuff, and it's a pain. Dude's not gonna get the one cycle on Rom, and Alma did die to shadows.
So he'll have to run back. That's one of the worst deaths in the run, because you'll lose about 3 minutes there. But anything can happen. He can still come back. There are some
Yes.
other bad deaths later in the run, so if dude makes a mistake or gets some bad RNG, it could be a really close race.
Yeah. Rom, there's I'm not sure if it's a glitch or something, but once you kill Rom, you're supposed to meet this elder lady thing, and the moon turns red. If you stand in the right spot, you can completely skip that once you defeat Rom. The instant warp out.
I think I'm not exactly sure how it works. I think she's under the map, I guess. Like the character model for the queen is under the map, because when you first start the fight, sometimes you'll just see a flash, like she'll be there and then she'll disappear really quick. So,
Okay.
and then I think they move the character model to the spot. So if you're standing in the right spot, you'll be in the line of fire, so to speak, and it'll just teleport you right away. I think that's why it works. I have no idea though.
So, he's getting the Upper Cathedral Ward key, dude is, while Alma runs back and tries to kill Shadows again. Another thing we forgot to mention. Oh, he's going to Yusefsaga's clinic, Alma. So he's going to go get the Canehurst summons and the second 1/3 umbilical cord.
He died to shadows, right? So he actually can't get the umbilical cord yet. So I think he's gonna open the gate. He's gonna open the gate and then come back there from the central Yharnam.
Okay.
Lamp.
Dude just did old Yharnam skip. Pretty well. Basically, you do a charged R2 attack at the railing there, and you clip through it. And then I forget to see which way you did, but you can either walk off slowly or do a gesture and fall down and skip 90% of old or of Yahargul skip.
Yeah.
Not Yarnum. Too many Y names.
So that was the skip I was talking about. If you don't kill Parl early, you actually have to do that skip again later in the run. So that can be frustrating because it's one of the hardest skips. But killing Parl early is faster, and you don't have to do that skip.
Twice,
yeah. So it's better.
Sure. What I was gonna say before, dude did that skip. Reason they're doing so much damage, if you've ever played this casually, is they have these gems socketed in, and the gems that they have are plus 15% damage, plus 18, and eventually another 18% damage one, I believe.
Insane.
And when you upgrade Saw Cleaver to plus 10, it does a lot of damage. With Beast Blood Pellet, you're doing a lot of damage. I won't say it.
At least double damage, because Beast Blood Pellets increase your damage by like 80% at full meter, and then you get about 50% worth of blood gems. For the entire run. So at the end of the run, you're doing massive damage to these bosses. Also, One Reborn, that looked pretty easy, but One Reborn is a huge run killer. Not necessarily a huge run killer, but if he wants to, he can end your run right then. Because fireballs are random. I think there's 6 of those witches.
Bell Maidens.
Around the top of the arena. And all of them have chances to shoot fireballs at you. And if they all decide to just spam fireballs, you can be dead in seconds.
If without Beast Blood Pelts, how long do you think this run would be if you guys didn't have that in the game?
Easily, like, almost 2 hours, probably.
Yeah, it takes
a long time to kill these bosses without them.
It's crazy how much damage you do with Beast Blood pellets.
I think it would especially make a huge difference in the early game because when you're fighting bosses with a +0, if you had no Beast Blood pellets and you were trying to fight them with a +0, it would take like minutes
Ages.
to kill these bosses. It would take so long. Especially Amelia. Amelia has a lot of health, but it just looks so easy because you have Fire Paper and a Beast Blood pellet really early.
Yeah. So let's pray to RNGesus that shadows cooperate for Alma. Dude, on the other hand, is in the Nightmare of Memphis, I believe. Memphis.
Yep. Memphis, Tennessee.
Yep. Something like that. And he'll be fighting everyone's favorite, Mick Tyson, from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's
Alma's just getting supremely unlucky with Shadows, but
yeah,
that's like we said, Shadows is one of the biggest reset points, so it's really hard to kill Shadows quickly, especially in a race. Like most of the time you get killed by Shadows, instant reset. No one's gonna go back and kill them again.
Yeah.
Or fight them again.
I'm not gonna say it's over, but dude has to do something really horrible and mess up really badly to
Hey,
for Alma to catch up. Yeah,
Dude
anything
could
can
die to
happen.
Ludwig 17 times. We don't know. You can quote me
Sounds
on
like something you experienced personally.
Never. I would never die to a boss in Bloodborne.
Yeah. But Mike Tyson is his real name is Miklosh, and he's a judo master. And there's actually a really interesting strategy on how to do the quick kill for him. And I believe if you don't get the quick kill, it's an additional 30 seconds to run around
something
and
like
kill
that.
him.
The fight is slower too because when you run around or if you mess up the plunge and you have to run around, you also have to wait for the gate to open, and the fight itself is just slower because you're not beating him into a corner.
Yeah, we saw that during the run with KC versus DK. DK got the Mike Tyson fight. Cost about 35 seconds.
Yeah, something
but
like that.
he was playing really well though.
So basically they're gonna try to trap Mikolash in a corner. Or Dude is gonna try to trap Mikolash in a corner. So that he doesn't run into the room where normally a gate closes. And there is a backup strat. If you mess up the drop attack, you can just shoot Mikolash in the back a couple times and he'll run at you. He'll come back to you. Because if you hit him enough times, he won't even try to go into the room. He'll just start fighting you for some reason.
If you hit him 3 times?
I think so, yeah. So you hit him once with a drop attack and then you shoot him twice and then he'll start fighting you.
Ideally, you will do the drop attack and he'll just run into you for those 3 attacks.
Yeah.
Almost here going for 3rd try on Shadows. Everyone pray to RNGesus.
So I wonder if he'll go back after Shadows to get more Bolt Paper. Because Bolt Paper on ROM is much better. So you'll see Dude luring Mikolash out of his normal room where you fight him, because there's a couple of puppets in there, and it's much easier to fight him here, in this hallway. Also, it's closer to the exit, so a little bit faster. Oh, Alma just...
And that is... Alma... Yeah, that's unfortunate.
I don't know how many times he'll try, because at a point he won't have enough pellets to continue, and he'll just have to reset or forfeit, but
yeah,
I'm sure he'll get it. in time, because he's still got 8 pellets. Was that 8 pellets there?
I believe so.
So I think he'll get it.
I have a question. If you reset a run, do we go off of the in-game time for the run that they reset and the one that they complete, or is it just the one they complete?
What do you mean? Like if
So like if he reset right here, he's like 35 minutes into this run.
yeah.
If he resets, his in-game time for the second run will be at 0. You add 35 to that if he were to reset.
No. He'll just like I don't think. Yeah. If he forfeits, I think it's done.
Okay.
I don't think he's gonna do another run.
Okay. But let's hope that doesn't happen, and let's hope that Shadows die this
So
time.
speaking of messing up the plunge, I wasn't watching Dude, but I think he messed up the plunge.
Yeah, and at least he's getting good RNG for Miko.
He's going for like these fancy BL4 strats in Dude fashion. I don't think that's actually a BL4 strat, but it looked really cool.
The next boss is technically the final boss for any percent runs. Murgo's Wet Nurse, but we don't do any percent runs here.
Yeah, any percent is actually frowned upon in the community. If you do any percent, you're pretty much not allowed to submit any runs.
If you do any percent, you don't really exist.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself, to be honest.
It's kind of like if you have an anime character as your profile pic, your opinion doesn't count.
I wouldn't go that far. I mean, typically any percent runners do have anime pictures as their
so it doesn't matter anyways. Their runs are invalid.
Their runs are invalid regardless.
But Murgo's Wet Nurse is a fairly easy boss, but you have to get good RNG with her second phase Nightmare attack. Dude is picking up the last gem. It's another plus 18% gem. And those winter eye orb things.
Winter lanterns, I think.
Winter lanterns. I still don't know what they're called. But those winter lanterns, they can look at you and proc Frenzy, which if you've never played Bloodborne, it's like the bleed effect where it takes a flat 80% of your max health or 70% once it's filled up all the way, and it just easy way to get killed if you're playing it casually.
Alma just killed Shadows, so we have a run going there too. So you'll see Dude used a blue elixir, so he's actually a trash runner, but other than that, good.
Trash tier god runner.
Yeah, trash tier god runner. Other than that blue elixir, I think he's pretty good. Decent.
Yeah. Blue elixirs decrease the detection area of enemy AIs, so it allows you to run through right past them without being attacked immediately. And Alma going for the quit out on the Lunarium key skip.
Yep. So it's like I don't even know how much slower just quitting out is. It like maybe 3 or 4 seconds, because when you mess up the skip, when you go for the first try where you do it without quitting out, you do lose a little bit of time there if you mess it up. So I'd say it's probably only loses like 4 seconds to just quit out.
Dude fighting Murgo's Wet Nurse. Again, you just stay behind her and attack her back and you'll be fine. And just hope that you kill her faster than she can go to her phase 2 Nightmare assault mode. And even then you can cancel the attack by doing some
dashes.
some actions. Yeah.
Basically, you just dash twice. I don't know why you have to do it twice. I don't think you do. I think it's just for timing, because you have to dodge it. It's almost like an AoE, like a wave of AoE that goes across the arena. So if you iframe that, then it just doesn't. The nightmare phase just doesn't happen. I think it's just for timing. I don't think you have to dodge twice, but basically you just dash a couple times and then nightmare phase just doesn't happen. So if dude doesn't do lecture hall skip here, I think Alma can catch up, because lecture hall skip saves approximately 27 minutes on the run.
Yeah. And the skip is all luck. No skill.
All luck. The railing actually moves like micropixels. So if it moves at the wrong micropixel, then you just can't get it. It's impossible. That was complete bullcrap, by the way. I'm just before anybody calls me out on that.
It's probably true though.
No. It is
the
just
lecture hall
extremely
skip
precise.
Is really precise, and it's really just luck. You run up the side of that pillar there, and you try to hop onto the ledge, and it's really extremely just luck based. It's hard to set up for this skip. There he goes.
Yeah, so the problem with lecture hall skip is there's so many variables when it comes to doing it. The angle of your jump, where you jump, also the angle of your jump and where you jump from are both going to affect whether or not you're able to make it over the railing. So you need the right amount of height, but you also need the right angle so that you actually make it over the railing. Because if you jump too far to the left, you're just not going to even clear it. If you jump too far right, you're going to get no height. So it's a bit precise.
So
who's ahead? Dude is definitely ahead. Alma died a couple of times to shadows.
So dude just did a skip involving a gesture. Basically, there's an invisible rock that you can step on, right where you would fall off. There's an elevator at the bottom, and if you do the sit down gesture, and you will fall off the edge, and you quit out, and it'll land you on the elevator.
Yeah,
there's a YOLO skip for that version as well, but it's not great.
Oh yeah. The no quit out Nightmare Frontier skip, basically a segmented only strat. No one in their right mind would do that in a run. I think when Distortion did his segmented run, it took him like 4 hours or something to get it once.
Yeah.
It was like ridiculous.
I heard that too. But yeah, and it basically it's one of those skips that skips 90% of the level, and the boss you just faced was the amygdala, however you want to say it, and it looks really big and terrifying, but once you learn the strat, it's really easy.
The older strat actually used to be a little harder. You'd have to you'd have to get the boss to jump, and then Alma just died to Yahargul skip. He's not having a good run, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So basically, the old amygdala strat, you'd have to let the boss jump and then time an attack to hit her as soon as she lands, so that you get counter damage, which is basically when you hit an enemy while it's moving or jumping.
Or attacking.
Yeah, or attacking. And so you need to get that counter damage so that you'll stagger her face, which is extremely tough.
The new strat is just really easy.
Yeah, just charge R2 to the face, spam R1, basically. It's just done.
So, is dude going to Cleric Beast now?
Yeah, he is. So Cleric Beast, honestly, I'd say Cleric Beast is the second biggest reset point in the run, next to Father Gascoigne.
Only if you're doing it casually.
No, I'd say in this run, Cleric Beast can kill you easily in like 2 or 3 hits, and he's extremely fast. Like, I'd be surprised if dude could kill Cleric Beast first try, because the problem is he does so much damage, even though he's an early game boss, and also dude is not gonna kill him as quickly as say Parl, so it's gonna take him a little while. It's gonna take him at least.
I'm gonna
2
say
rounds.
6 hits. 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
6.
so that was hard.
Yeah, that was really hard.
That was difficult. That really, dude's brain is like firing on all cylinders right now, like 600 IQ.
It's a 200 IQ boss minimum at this point, and if you have 199, you're just dead.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, nice sit down sit down right at the doll. That's what you get for not killing the doll.
That's the salty gesture. I mean, Bloodborne and I believe Dark Souls 3 have, at least for PS4, if you hold down the X button and shake it a certain way, you do the gesture depending on which way you shake it. And usually that happens when the runners are salty because of a skip or a death or something.
Exactly.
So he was just so mad that Cleric Beast hurt him like that feeling. So that's why he got the salty emote.
This brings a tear to my eye. Back to the 29-bit days. Seeing dude's gigantic health bar.
How much bit do you normally get now?
I get 12 in an actual attempt.
Yeah.
So like,
is that standard or?
Standard? I don't like. It's hard to say what standard is. Like 15, I would say, is
okay.
The max you could get without losing much time. And then basically 10. If you anything other than 15, anything lower than 15, would be saving time. Anything more than 15, you'd be losing time for sure.
Yeah, and dude just did a skip I'm not familiar with to get to Yusefka's clinic to get the summons and the second 1/3 umbilical cord that there are 4 of.
Actually, unfortunately, newbie, you can't prove that, so please let me do my commentary. You're dead to me too, so thank you very much. Okay, yeah, that skip is probably one of the hardest in the run, I would say. It's just really, really precise, because if you, at the start there where he was running along the graves to get out of bounds, if you're a little bit too far left or a little bit too far right, you will get stuck in the graves. So, and that's a dead run, because you have no, normally you'd have all your echoes there. Unless you level up after Cleric Beast, you'll have all of your echoes, 150 some odd thousand echoes. Yeah. And that's pretty, you lose them, because you have no marks.
So, dude is entering Yusefka's clinic. There's going to be these blue alien blob things, and he's going to kill a lady in childbirth to get the umbilical cord.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and he picks up the Canehurst summons, which for some reason are in the clinic. And he's going to try and find Ligarius. Yeah. Not sure if it's going to happen this run, but maybe Ligarius, we'll see.
I don't know what it is, but like, you'll have a run on like 101 pace or 102 pace, and then you'll just be running around for like 10 minutes looking for Ligarius. I don't know why. Like, I can never find him.
And just to say, Hattie isn't rude. He's just telling the truth, guys.
Yeah. I've never
just
been
being
rude
truthful.
In my life.
He's never been rude.
Never been rude in my life.
I've known him for about an hour or 50 minutes now, and he's never been rude at all. So
not in my entire life.
Fake Yusefka is in labor, DK. I know the lore. So the lore for Yusefka's Clinic is if you play the game casually, you get an option to send people there as a quote-unquote safe place. It's really not. The blue alien blobs that you'll see later on as a boss are failed experiments from tainted blood, and the whole premise of the game is about the blood transfusions and stuff. So,
just give
so
Fashion a follow at Vati Vidya on YouTube.
Dave Control Live. He's a great guy, but so the lore is the real Yusefka takes the tainted blood after administering it to everyone you send there to be safe, and she turns everyone you send there into the blue alien guys, and she turns herself into one. The church then sends a replacement fake Yusefka, impregnated. She was chosen and impregnated by the eldritch god that we'll fight later. And so that is why you get the umbilical cord from her for killing the fake pregnant Yusefka. Deep lore, Miyazaki lore.
I like video games, and I don't know anything
Don't care
about the
for
lore,
it.
so I'd say it's an umbilical cord, and you're killing a person and stealing it from her, and then you pop it and you fight Moon Presence. That's my lore. Yeah, but dude's cheating D-Planet because he actually got more than 10 vit. And also he did the slower version of Old Yarnum Skip, so... I think Alma wins in our hearts because he did the faster version of Old Yarnum Skip.
Alma wins for continuing with this race after having horrible luck with shadows.
So you just saw a dude hit a brain sucker through a door, and basically, normally you have to go all the way around and kill that brain sucker to get the key, and then open that door and then go down to kill the boss. But since he has the threaded cane, which has a super long jump attack when it's transformed, he basically just hits the enemy through the door and skips a large chunk of time.
This is why at the beginning you see them pick up 2 weapons, specifically and only for that skip.
Yep.
And
so I don't
if you
think
don't
we've seen anybody miss it yet, but if you miss that cane, you have to get the Kirk hammer to do the skip, which is just a gigantic hammer.
Or you could buy the cane after Cleric Beast, I believe.
Can you? No, I think you have to get the badge from the pig in the sewer to do that. So you can't do that.
Oh yeah, you might be right. I thought it was one
the
that
Kirk hammer would actually be faster to buy.
Yeah.
Cleric Beast.
Yeah, you're right.
So that boss looks easy, and it is easy, but in the speedrun, it's just really annoying because those dudes can easily kill you. And if you're doing it optimally, you wouldn't kill the extra aliens. Something we call YOLO Emissary. Basically, anything that's prefixed with YOLO is bad in the run. Everything. And almost every split has something that has YOLO.
Oh, you can see Alma here. He got the McTyson no cage strat that dude did not get. And here we come up to our number 1 waifu, Ebriatus.
Yes. The boss that nobody knows how to say. Is it Ebriatus? Is it Ebritus? Is it Ebriatos? Is it Ebriates? No one knows.
It's number 1 waifu.
Exactly.
That's all you
I
need
think
to
he's
know.
gonna stagger here. Yeah, he did it wrong. He had bolt paper on still. So that's bad. But he got it. No problem. This is dude we're talking about, the BL4 god. Did we ever have any doubts?
Hey, DK, you're wrong. I'm right about the lore. End of discussion.
Yeah, I think DK is just salty because he doesn't have a YouTube channel with millions of subscribers. Hold on a minute.
Yeah, neither do I.
Wati video. So that's Fashion's YouTube channel right there. Go give him a subscribe over there. Like, comment.
I'm definitely Australian. As you can tell by my perfect Australian sexy accent and stuff. And yeah.
So dude is going to the DLC. I think the DLC is where most casual players would say the run gets really hard. Like all the DLC bosses pretty much are hard. But in the speed run, they're actually quite easy for the most part. A lot of them have really consistent stagger strats, especially Ludwig and Lawrence. They have super consistent stagger strats. So hopefully we'll be seeing some awesome DLC fights here. Is dude gonna buy poison knives? Did he buy poison knives? I wasn't paying attention.
I didn't see.
So if he did buy poison knives, he's going to do a strat called Orphan Cheese.
Which is really bad.
Yeah, which is
it's for people that don't have any skill.
I've never done Orphan Cheese in my life. I do not have several videos explaining how to do it.
Okay, I believe you.
Yeah. So yeah, basically, it's an AI loop, but it's a little more complicated than just the normal sort of AI loop where you just attack an enemy in a certain way. He's going to parry. Well, I don't know. If he grabbed poison knife, he's going to parry Orphan and then throw a knife, and then what that does is make Orphan stand still for a few seconds. And you can just keep looping that over and over again. I don't think he did get poison knives because he didn't equip them. So.
And Alma here going for Murga's Wet Nurse. I mean, he could still win if he did the any percent category.
Yeah,
right?
if Alma cheats, okay, so here's what Alma has to do to win. He'd have to cheat and then go straight up to Gehrman and ask him to cut his head off. And he would win. New world record, actually.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think the any percent world record is like 34 something.
No, the any percent world record is 29:10 or 28:10.
There you go.
In game time.
But yeah,
if 500 minutes RTA because there's like 1 million quit outs in any percent. So dude is just running past these guns. Normally you'd break all the guns to get by, but he knows where they're gonna shoot, so he just runs straight by. And he's not doing the quit out strat here, where you just quit out at the door and kill those two enemies. Basically, if you don't wait there for a couple seconds or do a quit out, those enemies will be blocking you in the door, and you'll get boom hammered to death.
He's popping another blue elixir because
times.
Yeah. He's popped another elixir because those giant flea things poison you and deal a lot of damage, and they're a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
And because this hunter over here, when you climb the ladder, can shoot you off of the ladder, and it's...
Which is why you saw him get full stamina there, because when you get shot by that guy, it takes out about 1/3 of your stamina. So if he gets shot 4 times, if you run out of stamina on a ladder,
you fall.
If you get hit too many times, you fall. So it's like dead run.
And now we come up to my favorite horseman, Ludwig.
If he doesn't watch the cutscene, he's dead to me. You saw a dude put on the Mensis cage because if his 5,000 vitality wasn't enough, he just needed that little bit of extra defense.
Ludwig is personally one of the hardest bosses I've ever faced in Bloodborne during a casual run, but these guys will make it look super easy. And Alma just got the sewer skip, it looks like 3rd try. Or lecture hall skip, not sewer skip. Oh, you got lecture hall skip there, try, which is pretty good. But
Lecture hall skip is again really
all luck.
annoying. All luck, yeah.
There is very little skill other than running up and jumping. That's all you can do.
So dude got rid of Ludwig pretty quick. He dies extremely quickly in all bosses because you do so much damage. You already have a +10 cleaver with 50% gem damage
and beast blood pellet.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Oh, Alma got the meme, sit down on the ledge, waste all my time. Skip on Nightmare Frontier skip. So if you're not far back enough on that ledge or close enough to the ledge, then you won't get pushed off and you'll just sit down. And it just takes so long to stand back up.
Alma is in the research hall center place with all the brain on the outside of their head people. I forget what they're called.
I don't know what they're called either. I call them gumballs.
The lore on it doesn't really matter because they're not really important.
Yeah, there actually is no lore. Lore is just a myth.
Lore is a myth Miyazaki presented to us in the form of text on items.
Exactly. So, and you'll notice how dude's timer is actually red. That means that he's trash because he's behind on his splits.
Yes.
And, if you don't PB in a race, then it's just like, what's the point?
Then you're not a real racer.
You're not a real racer. You might as well just give up.
Might as well just let Alma win. I mean, the Alma splits are still green even after the 3 deaths. The shadows.
He's just running with a plain timer. Probably.
I don't need to know. Almost having good splits.
Yeah,
even
exactly.
after death to
Alma
3. Oh no, it does go. Look it does
pace.
go red.
Oh, there you go.
So Alma is gonna get a PB. It looks like.
No, I doubt it. Because that means he's already behind on his next split. Because he must have split for Amygdala, so that means he's like at least a minute behind. Because it takes quite a while to get to Cleric Beast.
Yeah. So I have a question. Why do all runners except Dude have females with red hair as their starting character?
I actually have a female with white hair and white eyes. But I don't know. I think the male characters just look really weird in Souls games. Like, for some reason, male characters in Souls games always look really disproportionate. I'm no idea why. Especially in Dark Souls 3, they look so weird. It's just ridiculous. And in Bloodborne, they have, like, gigantic torsos. And really small arms and legs.
Yeah. I mean, let's all agree that redheads in real life are the best girls.
Exactly.
So,
they're to point out that the planet is a redhead girl.
Yes.
Yes.
I believe you.
Yes. You should, because I never lie.
I have no reason to not believe you on that one either. You have not lied to me yet since I've known you for this hour and 3 minutes.
And as Horse Lover Ludwig just said, we do not want to see a man butt for hours. That's true. I think we can all agree blondes have more fun. Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah. Are you a blonde?
Me? No.
What are you then, emo?
What did you just call me?
Are you emo then?
I thought you said
black
emo.
hair.
Is that what you said?
No, I said emo.
Oh my goodness. I have brown hair.
I see.
Now everyone knows.
Gammon awaits you.
Hey, Hattie is definitely a blonde. He's just lying. First time he's lied all day.
I'm surprised no one's accidentally killed the doll. Like, just subconsciously.
It's habit. It's just so
Yeah.
much faster.
Also, Maria, another fight that people think is really hard, and dude is just gonna absolutely demolish her because he's a BL4 god. So he knows all of her attacks. He's like
He
super
could
good
do
at
this
it.
with his eyes closed.
Oh yeah, look at him. He's not even locked on. He's just nothing. Doesn't
Yeah,
even phase him.
she didn't even go into third phase.
Yeah, she didn't even like start. She just barely started and he hit her and she died. That's crazy.
Yeah.
You'll never see you'll never see another runner kill Maria that well. I guarantee you.
So, Maria is also known as the second best waifu in Bloodborne.
Second best as opposed to Abritus.
Ebriatus Chan. Yep.
Ebriatus. I think Romanticor said that in some of the cut content they actually pronounced Abritus's name, and it was like Abritus. That's how they said it.
So the only way that no one doesn't say it.
Yeah.
Like, we have three main ways of saying it, and they pronounce it some completely different way.
Exactly. It actually sounds better now that you think. It sounds like better for the game. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Just like the way it sounds.
So he's going through the fishing hamlet where all the people are now fish-shark hybrids. Don't ask me how that works, but...
So they actually like eat you. I figured that out like the other day.
If they grab you.
They grab you and like swallow you whole. It's nightmare fuel, like.
Well, we are in the Hunter's Nightmare.
Yeah, that's true.
And all the dogs are fish-shark hybrids as well, so...
Ooh, dude is skipping the lamp, so that's a bit bold. So if he dies to Orphan, it's like a 5-minute run back.
Yeah. Did he take the lamp at Living Failures?
Did he?
I don't know. I'm asking you. I didn't see.
I didn't see. I don't think he's taking any lamps. But he is getting
BL4 no lamp
vitality, so...
Is he running BL4 no lamp? No Hunter
BL4
3?
no lamp %.
With all the, what do you call it, Chalice dungeon bosses?
Yeah. Why don't you kill the Chalice bosses? The biggest question in everybody's all bosses stream.
Because.
Yeah, also, basically, so I think you can't even get all of the Chalice material in New Game. You need to go to New Game Plus to get some of them.
Yeah.
So, like, it would just be such a long run. Such a meme.
I'm gonna ask dude when he'll do a BL4 all achievements run.
Yeah, I think dude is probably on, I don't know, maybe like 110 or 111 pace.
Yeah, he's on a pretty decent pace. And he's not cheesing him. So you got your wish.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, he got it. Okay. If you get Orphan going into phase 2 like that, and he decides he wants to kill your run, he can do instant lightning attack. And what that does is you actually can't backstab Orphan when he's doing that attack. So it's basically rip.
Rip run.
One more hit on him. Kill him with a gunshot, dude.
He's losing so much time here.
It's fine.
He's a bad.
Kill him with a gun. Yeah! He killed him with a gunshot. That is... I think dude wins now. Alma wins in my heart, but dude wins just because of that.
He's got style points.
Who's in the lead? Dude is definitely in the lead. Alma died a couple times to shadows, unfortunately.
Alma has 9 minutes of loss just running to shadows.
Yeah.
Let's put it that way. So dude needs to AFK for about 9 minutes, or his controller needs to die or something.
Yeah. For
about 9 minutes.
So basically, dude, since he didn't grab any lamps, he got the faster pickup for Lawrence's skull, which is like, I guess it saves like 10 seconds. So I have no idea.
Something like that. Okay. The brain sucker dude cooperated for Alma. You didn't get the
Finishing Lawrence with a pebble. Honestly, I don't think because Lawrence has so much health. Killing him with a pebble would be pretty difficult. It only does like
1 or 2 damage.
yeah, something like that. So you saw a dude just dump all of his insight into paper and pellets because there are basically when you get to the DLC, you need to buy a blood rock for 60 insight, and in order to be optimal, you'll only buy enough beast blood pellets to kill all of the DLC bosses in a row, and then go back to get more pellets. So basically, you don't need that many pellets, but it's just easier to buy all of them, like rather than buying only 4 or however many you need for the rest of the run. It's just easier to buy a bunch of each. So he's heading up to Lawrence. Again, one of the harder bosses casually, for sure. But in the speedrun, he's just super easy. And we'll be seeing dude just destroy Lawrence for sure.
Alma's on Celestial Emissary, and it's one of those bosses that there are multiple, but only one's the real boss.
Yeah. The old Miyazaki fooled you. You're not actually doing damage to the boss, and it's really bad boss. Like every other boss that has that design.
Yep. And then we go to Ebriatus.
It's actually Ebriatus.
It's actually I'm right, you're wrong.
Oh, wow. So, dude just absolutely destroyed Lawrence.
Lawrence is hard playing casually. These guys just make it look really easy. All the bosses, I'll say, are hard casually if you're not used to the way Soulsborne games play. And these guys make them all look easy except for Shadows. Shadows is just hard, regardless of who's playing. Unless you're a Hattie, he never dies to a boss.
I've never died to a Bloodborne boss.
Have you died to any of Soulsborne bosses ever?
Never. I have actually
even
killed all of
casually?
them first try.
Casually and during speedruns?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And I've got world record in every single speedrun ever.
Ever created? Like, not even...
Created. Even, like,
wow.
Some random game with only 2 people on
What about Minesweeper?
Minesweeper? Oh, dude, that's my jam. I have the world record of 7 seconds. All mines percent.
I can't even. Do you remember the old Windows game?
Yes, I do.
That had the Yeti? There's a speed run for that, apparently. Yeah.
There's also a speed run for Club Penguin, but the game's closed down now, so you can't even...
There was a ban percent for Club Penguin to see how fast you could get banned. I like the Master Chef percent in Skyrim. It's like 8 minutes long.
Is that really a thing?
Yes.
You just cook for like 10 minutes?
That's it. The world record's like 8 minutes 57 seconds or something.
Nice. So, completely off topic, but for the last 10 minutes we've been talking about nothing related to the game. So, thank you for watching, everyone. And
remember to recommend us to your other speedrunning tournament commentaries. We are obviously the best.
If you ever want a commentary that's not at all related to the game, just...
we are obviously the best.
Hit me up.
We take PayPal.
Yeah.
So dude is running through Hemwick Charnel. This is where if everything was going right for Alma, he would be making up some time here because he got it early. They're going to fight Hemwick witches. And again, like Celestial Emissary, it's one of those bosses where, hey, There's multiple enemies, but there's 2 bosses this time.
Yeah. And also there is a barrel strat. Huge meme, because it only saves, like, I don't even know, like 5 seconds. But if you are standing on the barrel waiting, because you stand on the barrel before the boss dies, and then when you quit out, it'll spawn you on the other side of the arena.
It saves 2 seconds.
I don't even know, something like that, because you have to wait, so it saves barely anything. Yeah. So if you're standing on that barrel, and the dude breaks it, like one of the extra enemies breaks it, it's like you lose like 10 seconds probably, because you have to wait. Because you waited already, and now you have to run to the other side of the arena. So he's using bolt paper on witches. Not necessary, but very cool.
Bolt paper is, again, one of the most OP pine resin. It's like the lightning pine resin in Dark Souls, where it's just good against everything.
Yeah. At this point in the game, though, it really does absolutely
Doesn't matter.
It does nothing. It adds barely any damage. You'll see if you ever watch like a real attempt for an all bosses run, you don't even use bolt paper for the last half of the game.
So they should watch you then? They should watch you to see that?
Twitch.tv/romanticor.
Twitch.tv/newbiesaurusrex for putting this on. And then just another thanks, guys. Make sure you follow both Alma and Dude. They are way better than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
Also follow Hattie on Twitch. Give a big shout out to Newbiesaurus Rex for putting this on and setting everything up. He put a lot of time and effort into this to make this tournament happen.
Real MVP of the tournament.
Newbie is the real god gamer.
Yes, definitely. So this is a really good run for Dude. I'd say if he finishes this run without any deaths from here, it's probably 111 pace, which is really good.
Yeah. For those asking in chat, Dude, on the right-hand side of your screen is in the lead. Alma died a couple times to shadows and lost about 9 to 10 minutes just there.
I'm impressed that he's still going. It's pretty cool.
He's committed.
I would have reset for sure. I would have forfeit if I died to shadows 3 times. But he's still going. So hopefully he finishes out this run.
Yeah.
And pretty good race.
So Dude is going to look for Ligarius. He's going to run around for about 5 minutes trying to find him. He's not going to be able to, and he's going to go and cry in the corner.
Logarius is, for some reason, I don't know why, I can never find Logarius. Like, everybody always asks, do you fight Logarius in all bosses? I'm like, no, I can't find him. Oh, did you see that free aim shot on that little dude? That was pretty sweet.
Yeah. Not much to say about the Ligarius fight. At this point, you're pretty OP. And
if Logarius wants to, he can end your run. I mean, it's
if he wants to. He doesn't really have a will to live, though.
Yeah, it's the problem with Logarius is he's not very hard to kill, but when you're trying to go fast and it's the end of the run, you're trying to like kill him as quickly as possible. And if you just make one mistake and he does one bad attack, it's over. You're gonna die. He can easily 1 or 2 shot you. Because he does so much damage with his magic. But Dude has a lot of vitality, so he's probably not gonna die. He'd have to get hit several times in a row to die. Disqualified for mean-spiritedness. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, everyone's disqualified from the race. Sorry, guys. We're all too mean to newbies. So
just give the prize to Ivan right away. The prize of absolutely nothing. Everybody knows Ivan's already gonna win.
Everyone knows that Ivan went into the future made sure that he won.
Yeah.
He doesn't even have to try.
Ivan is actually from the future. So everybody thinks Ivan is just really good at Bloodborne, but what actually happens is he's just from the future. So he practices a lot, and he goes back in time to make it seem like he's really good. Wrap your mind around that. So they switched the sound over to Dudes, and he's got that weird sound effect.
Echoey.
The stream does that.
Like robotic echoey sound.
Yeah. It's not actually like he fixed it one time when I was watching his stream, so it's not like it's something that's wrong with his setup. It's not actually just like his capture card or whatever.
Ooh, Alma took an unintentional death there. Doing the I don't think he did. I think he fell.
No, he just dropped too early.
Yeah.
Oh, he had the elevator going up. That was the problem. So when you do that, or no, he must have just dropped too early. You had the elevator going up. Yeah.
So Dude is on the final two bosses. Gurman, who originally wants to cut your head off, and then Moon Presence, who just wants a hug.
Really amazing run from Dude.
Yeah, it's really good.
Whoa.
And Gurman is like every other hunter. He can be parried, and he can be like essentially stun locked. His phase 2. His phase
I'd say
2.
Gehrman and Moon Presence are the hardest fights for the late game, for sure, to get good at. Not necessarily the hardest to kill, but to get good at Gehrman and Moon Presence, it takes a lot of practice.
Well, yeah, because you only get a good run every once in a while dying to Gascoigne and Shadows and Rom. So by the time you face them, you fought every other boss 100 times except them.
That's why practice is so important.
Honestly, though, I don't think Moon Presence is hard even from a casual standpoint.
Oh, yeah.
I think Gurman's actually harder than Moon Presence as a final boss.
For sure. Moon Presence in the speedrun, though, is quite tough to kill quickly.
Yeah.
Like you can see Dude's already lost a massive amount of time just because of bad attacks on Moon Presence. So that's GG from Dude. I'm calling a 110 on this one, I think.
110, 111.
110 or 111 for sure. That's an excellent run.
Yes. It is a very, very good run.
Awesome. So
the only thing I think he messed up was
you have to type .done in that IRC client.
I think the only thing he messed up on was the Mick Tyson getting caged in and to run around.
112.09. Excellent run.
That's a very good run.
That is the new tourney record, guys.
Yeah.
So that is the fastest run anybody's done in the tournament so far.
The second fastest is Romanticore with a 112.38.
38? 48? I don't know. Something.
Hey,
yeah,
guys.
it's 38.
Is that Dude? Joined the Discord?
Hey, Dude.
Hey.
Awesome run, man. That was really
good.
Let's cheer on Alma.
Pretty happy about it.
Yeah, it was
pretty good
awesome. Very, very few time losses. Very, very good run.
Yeah, I lost some time to Orphan.
Yeah, Orphan was kind of trolly.
I also lost some time to the lecture skip and the ladder up. These could have been much better. And obviously Rom.
Still an awesome run, though.
Nicholas, yeah. It's really good for a race, I'd say. Sure. It was Deathless too.
Yeah, that's always good. Dying never feels good in a race. It always just feels crappy because you don't want to keep going, but you have to.
Yeah. This was honestly such a peach run. I got 25 fatality, just made sure that I didn't die.
That's fine.
Alma dying again to failed experiments.
It's failures, I think, in my opinion. Most people will disagree with me, but I'd say failures is probably the scariest boss of the DLC for me.
Yeah.
I think the little wandering nightmares things that you get the bloodstone chunks are the scariest boss.
Yes, they're very scary. No, but I'm serious. I think failures. When I get to failures in an actual run, it's probably the boss I'm most scared about.
Yeah.
'Cause
Especially because you have low vitality.
Yeah, they
You can die so easily.
one-shot you, especially if you decide not to double heal at the start, so you're missing a
Mhm.
little bit of health. They can easily one-shot you, so you have to be
Yeah.
careful.
Some people don't even heal before failures. They kill the first one and then they heal. It's really scary.
It's usually what I do. Ivan doesn't even heal before the door. He just like goes in there with like half health.
Yeah, it's insane.
Twice while waiting for the failure.
I'm always really nervous.
I would never be able to do that. Like, it's just so nerve-wracking because the first one, if you decide to parry him, sometimes you just trade damage with him. At least I do sometimes. And if you're too close, so that would easily kill you.
I'm actually really surprised they got a 112. This could have been 111 if I just.
I was calling 110 or 112. That's what I was, or 110 or 111. That's what I thought. Finish. I think
So I have the race against Romantico now. This is going to be really difficult.
It's gonna be a good race, romantic or
Yeah,
dude, for sure.
definitely.
You guys gonna do BL4 only?
No.
All achievements?
Romanticor doesn't do BL4, or else that would be pretty cool. I think that was the only BL4 race we'll see was from Ivan and
KC. Yeah.
Quit out. Nice.
So, dude, I want to ask you, will you ever do a BL4 all achievements run for us?
Oh
A
god.
speed run?
Yeah, as a speed run. All achievements. BL4 only.
Maybe over a year or something. When I'm satisfied with my times.
Ridiculously
I've
hard.
already done BL4 achievements, but
Really?
never speedrun it. The chalices are a pain.
Yeah, BL4 chalices are ridiculously hard. I watched some of that.
That'll be fun.
So you saw Alma quit out before Maria there, and the reason he did that is because for some reason, when you quit out, you lose your buff when you quit out. Paper, pellet, doesn't matter, but you keep the beasthood meter. So he's gonna re-eat the pellet, so he gets the timer back, the 60-second timer on the pellet, but he keeps the beasthood meter, so he's gonna be doing a lot of damage at the start of the fight.
Yeah, they call it True Meter North when it's filled up. Go see KC, Smurf, or Emery22 to see what that means. But so Alma here is coming to is fighting second best waifu, and
Nice parry.
got the parry.
So basically, if you get a parry like that, fight is over. Because you do so much damage, and then you can beat her down while she's transforming, and then now he's just gonna... while she's transforming into phase 3. So that was easy. It's a little bit slower, getting a backstab or a parry, but it just makes the fight super easy, so... it's a good strat for a race, for sure.
Hayley, could you send the link for the commentary video, please?
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Commentary
window
stream.
with the commentary stream.
Give me a second. I'll give it to you in Discord.
I got it.
There you go.
Thanks.
So enjoy our third commentator, dude who just won the race. Let's all cheer on. Yeah, a really good race. He got a really good time. Let's cheer on Alma as he finishes with Orphan. I didn't see if he bought poison knives, did he?
Probably.
Is he going to cheese Orphan?
Actually, I don't know. I don't think Alma does. I can check real quick, actually. We'll watch his PB.
Yeah, and make sure to give Dude and Alma and Hattie a follow. Can, because these guys are great at what they do. And they're just amazing speedrunners.
Thank you.
Follow Hattie for the memes, follow Dude for actually decent gameplay.
That was rude. I don't know if I can Yeah, he does cheese in his PB, so.
Okay.
So we will be seeing some cheesy goodness here, guys. And after this run, I'm gonna cry myself to sleep. So, thank you all for listening.
Yep. We'll interview both of them if Alma's okay to get on Discord with us. Not, we'll just finish interviewing Dude.
He does have a mic. I'm sure of it.
Well,
yeah.
Not everyone likes to use Discord.
Yeah, that's true.
I prefer not to use Discord when I don't have to. I've had problems with it before.
Let's go, Alma. You can do it. Yeah, he's cheesing. Okay, so the way the cheese works is when Orphan's either after a parry, or a backstab, he'll be in that position to visceral like that. And if you throw a poison knife while he's down on his knees like that, then he'll freeze for a few seconds. And you hit him a couple times, and you do it again, because he always does the same attack afterwards. So you can just loop that forever. It's actually a lot harder than it looks, but it's much easier than actually fighting Orphan. And more importantly, it's much more consistent. Even though I would say Orphan is a very consistent fight, apart from instant lightning in Phase 2, that's the only thing that can trip you up.
If you do the cheese, it's safer, it'll take more time, and you just become a dirty
cheeser.
Speedrun. Yeah, dirty cheeser. Until you do a real run without cheesing him.
Yeah, the cheese should be banned.
Yeah, the cheese should be banned for sure.
Such a meme.
Speedruns are about consistency and speed. So whatever you need to do to be consistent and fast doesn't matter. I don't care. The problem, like, I don't know, there's no integrity with speedrunning. That's my little rant on Orphan Cheese. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah,
hey,
Applebee. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Applebee Patios made a good comment. Can we listen to you cry yourself to sleep, Hattie?
No. That's just degrading.
Okay, continue, dude.
Speedruns are about showing how good you are at the game, and consistency doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. It
show
doesn't
how
matter
good
how
you
good you are, honestly. No, like, I know you're joking, but I'm saying, like, speedruns were never about integrity. Like, that's just such a, like, oh, I'm better than you because I do a different strat that's harder. It's like, Orphan Cheese probably takes an extra 10 or 12 seconds, so you could still get, like, second place with doing that strat, and that wouldn't make you any worse than somebody that doesn't do that. So we joke, but I have no problem with quote-unquote peachier strats.
The real thing is, if you guys can do it fast, that's all we care about. We don't care if you take it safe. If you take it safe and you're faster than everyone else, who cares? If you do all the YOLO strats and then you become faster than everyone else, good for you.
Personally,
it's just
I am
one of those
not
things where
Cheese Orphan because I'm the best, but no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's one of those things where just because someone does a certain strat, it doesn't mean that they're a bad speedrunner or they don't have a lot of skills. Sometimes it's just easier. Sometimes it's just faster for them.
Mm-hmm. Like in a run where half of the bosses die in like 3 hits, it's a bit almost hypocritical to say that Orphan Cheese is a peachy strat when you kill Amelia without her even moving.
Yeah.
Ooh, he rolled right into the fire. Lawrence is
He'll be
down.
fine.
Oh, one more hit. Oh, I spoke too soon. No.
Oh, he did animation cancel.
Okay.
He did a really quick attack.
He got it.
He's safe.
So Alma is also on a pretty decent run. He can still get probably a like a 125 maybe.
That's what I was thinking. 125, 126.
Because he doesn't actually have to go to witches from the Amelia lamp. He just goes straight to the. So this is where he would have saved time. Well, he is saving time, but I mean, this is where he would have saved time over Dude if they were both on the same pace, because he went to Hemwick early. So he's gonna. This is probably where your heart starts beating on a good run, because this is a pretty long segment, lots of running. And you've got past all of the hard bosses. Just gotta execute. He's got 3 blue elixirs. I don't know if he's gonna use all of them, but he's gonna at least use one. So this is a dog up here. He can, if you manage your stamina poorly, and you get to that ladder and the dog's following you and he bites you, you'll fall off the ladder. And that's bad.
I lost the PB to that.
Yeah, I was doing a no reset run with core race. And that happened to me. And I had like 1 HP, spamming taco rolls, praying. Like, it's such a bad thing, because when you're normally when you are on the ground after getting hit, or if you're on the ground after getting hit, you can't, like, you have iframes, but if you get hit off of a ladder, you don't. So that if the enemy hits you while you're on the ground, or if an enemy hits you while you're in the air, also it does the same thing. They'll do so much counter damage, and you can't roll out of it, so you're basically dead.
Also, guys, just to make clear something, the timers that they're using aren't timers that they would normally use, because normally every time you quit out or if you die and you go to loading screen, you would stop the timer. The timers are on RTA, which is real time. So Alma is in the green, but it's probably not his real time.
Yeah, he's probably more ahead because he doesn't pause the timer.
He's definitely more ahead than what, because as you can see on Dude, he got a 122.29 on his timer. That's off by like 10 minutes.
Yeah,
in-game time.
The time, if you're pausing your timer on all quitouts, your timer is about 7 minutes slower than your in-game time when you're doing actual attempts. So if Dude was pausing the timer, he would have got about a 119 on the real time. But since they're not pausing the timer for the purpose of keeping it all synced up, it's not the case.
Yeah. Plus, it's one of those things where you don't want to have to worry about every time you quit out, or if you die or something, to stop and start the timer again.
Yeah,
it makes it easier just to keep it running.
Because if you're doing attempts, and you don't always quit out at the same places necessarily, so if you pause the timer, you'll keep your splits more consistent. People ask that a lot. They'll ask, why do you pause the timer? Isn't that cheating? Well, it doesn't really matter, because we're going off of in-game time anyway.
The timer,
you can do your last split at 2 minutes if you wanted to. It doesn't matter. The
splits are just there to help the runner figure out how far ahead or behind he is his other runs.
It's not like an RTA speed run where timing really matters.
Yeah. Since you don't go off of the splits. Yeah, since you don't go off of the splits, they're really just there for the runner to see how he's doing. You don't even have to have splits running.
Exactly.
Just see how fast you can do it. So, Alma here is hunting for Ligarius.
Hunting.
It's like,
I'll use that next time.
He's going looking for where's Waldo.
Yeah. Now I need a Bloodborne mod where Logarius is wearing like a red and white striped shirt and a
Waldo
hat.
shirt.
And a hat.
Oh, from Software, when can we get mod support for Bloodborne?
When can we get Bloodborne on PC so it's
Yes.
not trash?
When we get Bloodborne on PC will be the
So
day
it
that
doesn't
I will
run at
start
a
running it.
stable 3 FPS.
What does it run at? Is it capped at 30?
It is capped at 30, but you get frame drops everywhere. Like, especially, you'll notice it especially when you're fighting bosses with a lot of particle effects. Like,
Yeah.
when you hit Amelia's leg or something, and, like, all that blood comes out,
Yeah.
it's like, your game drops to, like, 20 FPS. And especially when you're fighting Ebritis.
Ebriatus.
I have to say it right now. Especially when you're fighting Ebritis.
Ebriatus.
I'm just gonna keep saying it the way I want to and not
I
gonna
know.
listen to you. When you look up, if you look straight up when you're fighting her, it'll like your game will completely go to shit. Like it'll
Watch
all
the
the
language.
particles will just make your FPS drop like crazy. Same with Bloodstar Peace. Basically, every boss that's larger than you will make your game drop frames.
I know that in like it's either Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 1 that you want to cap and uncap the frame rate for PC for certain things. Is there any benefits to having a lower frame rate on parts of Bloodborne that you can think of?
For speedruns?
Yeah, for
In
speedruns.
Dark Souls 1, you mean? You have to have your frame rate capped at 30 FPS for DS1 speedruns.
I thought you could uncap it for certain skips.
You're not allowed to do that.
Oh.
It's like,
Okay.
it makes skips easier. Some skips easier, some skips harder, some skips possible. But you're not allowed to do that. You have to keep it capped at 30. For Bloodborne, I don't think frame rate affects very many things.
Okay. It'd be interesting to see if it ever does come to PC.
So Alma's gonna close out this run. Really impressive. I'm really happy for that because he died to shadows a few times, unfortunately, but there's nothing you can do about that. And hopefully he'll close it out.
Yeah, thank you both, you and Dude and Alma for coming and running and commentating. Thanks viewers for coming in. I think at one point I saw about 500 some people watching. Make sure to give Alma, make sure to give Alma, Dude, and Ahadi a follow. Make sure to tell them thanks for the run and stuff.
Do you stream Fashion?
Ish, once in a while.
Okay, go give Fashion a follow at twitch.tv/fashionframeislife.
I will stream about once a month, so yeah, if you want to do that, be my guest.
So he's coming up to Moon Presence now, so this is it. We'll see if he... It looks like he's ahead on his splits. I don't know if he actually is. Because that 143 and his time is 121. Maybe he has tournament-specific splits for practice?
Yeah.
Probably.
Twitch TV/VaddyVideo. My bad, that's my real.
See, the problem with Moon Presence is he never staggers. That's the problem with Moon Presence. Only staggers for Alma, because he's French, and I've luck. So that was a pretty good run. Awesome race. I'm guessing it'll be like 135 or 134.
It's gonna be a great run anyway. It's better than my run. I'll put it that way.
Yeah.
He beat me.
It'll probably go around 128.
128. All right.
Yeah,
We'll see who's
I
right.
think so.
131. Ooh. Nice. So we got a good race. Good job, everyone.
Yeah, pretty good race.
Let's see if we can get Alma in Discord. Is he streaming? He has to be, obviously.
Well, yeah.
Where's he at?
So now we'll conduct our interview. We'll try to get Alma in here. If not, we'll just hang out with Dude for a bit. Make sure, if you guys can, go watch all the other runs that are happening. There's one tomorrow, June 7th, at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time between Ahadi, aka the God Gamer, versus DP with Planet or D Planet 36, which is also another
DP Plant.
aka DP, aka whatever. They're both really good runners as well. And then our next one up is Sunday, June 10th at 1 p.m. I'm going to try and comment that, so if you like me and not the runs, you can come see me there.
Cool.
So, we don't know what channel they're on yet, Alma, or for the races.
I don't know which channel to go in for the interview.
We'll invite.
Give them a link to the Speed Gaming Discord.
Are you gonna do it, or do you want me to do it?
I don't know how, because I don't use Discord.
I use Discord way less than you do. Here, I'll send it to you in a whisper, Alma. I don't know what channels the next two runs are going to be between Ahadi and DP and Newbie Source versus CV.
Specified yet.
They're not specified yet, but
I can
just check the schedule tomorrow. It'll be early, so maybe check it tonight before going to bed at your Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, so it's not there yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have.
There we go. We got Alma
versus D Planet tomorrow.
Hey guys.
Saturday, Emery versus Angsmaster, and Sunday, Newbie versus CB Raffle. So.
I'll be trying to commentate the Sunday one.
No, we don't have any commentators yet for those races, DP. So if you want to commentate, go ahead.
Cookie must commentate.
Is that an Alma that I hear?
Yeah.
Up,
do you hear me? Hey,
I hear you.
Hey guys.
Hey, nice one, Alma.
Yeah, no, it was shit. Like I died to Shadows 3 times or something like that.
It's okay, man. It's a bit unfortunate. Nothing you can do. Like,
man.
when you get bad luck, like that last fight was so unlucky that you got hit by the.
Yeah, but it's not the. It's not the last death that I'm pissed off. It's the first couple fights where I was just playing bad. I focused so much of my practice on the DLC, so yeah, I kind of forget about the shadows, you know.
It's okay.
So,
you still closed it out. I'm impressed. If I died to shadows 3 times, I would have for sure reset or. I can't stomach that.
Yeah. I think I would have died once more, and I would probably have forfeited.
That's good.
So, yeah.
You did really well after that.
Good.
But yeah, dude, congrats on your race. That's
pretty good too in the DLC and the late game.
Yeah. Living Failures was shit. I hate this boss so much. He has one combo where if you don't dodge the first attack and you take both, you're dead. So yeah, bad luck.
Failures is the boss, like I said, that I'm most scared about when I go into the DLC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For sure. So yeah, I pitched a little bit at the end because there was no chance to win anymore. So.
Well, at least you got the French luck for the last half of the run.
Yeah.
Everything went smoothly.
That wasn't that bad, honestly. But thanks for the run, for the race. I mean, and yeah, good luck tomorrow, Heidi.
Thanks. I'll need it. DP's good.
Yeah.
112.09, I think, Newbie?
Yeah. 112.09 is what dude got in 131.
48. I can't even see.
48.
46.
46.
Give me 2 seconds, please.
Every second counts.
Exactly.
Alright, cool. So I guess...
Remember, before we leave here, everyone follow Alma, follow Dude, follow Hattie, and if you want to see a stream once a month, follow me.
If you want to see some awesome, super awesome Mario Odyssey speedruns, go follow
Follow
Newbie
Newbie.
TV Incorporated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody remembers that name. That was the best name.
Sounds good.
Very.
He changed his name a while back to Newbiesaurus Gaming TV Incorporated. That was my favorite.
That would be good.
All right. Well, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for the runs, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks for the
See you
commentary.
later.
See you
And,
guys.
yeah.
See you guys.
Yeah, really good commentary.
Thank
Bye.
you.
See ya.
Bye.